Hello, children of the night. Welcome back to Blood and Guts. We're coming to you from Scarowinds, Charlotte, North Carolina. We're here to check out the haunts, the scare zones, and see what this cool event is all about. Mad Matt, how you feeling?
I feel exactly the same as you, Evil Lad. I'm super excited. It's actually the first time that I've been to Scarowinds, probably about 20 years, even though it's just about an hour and a half from my house. So
Same for me.
really
Yeah.
looking forward to it. I know they got a couple of houses that they've recycled from Not Scary Farm, so
We're excited about those.
definitely excited about those. So hang with us, friends and fiends. We're going to get some footage of some scare zones, and unfortunately we can't get no footages of the houses, but we can leave you a good review of what we think about those houses.
That's right. We'll get you some good spooky footage, so stay tuned. Stay scared. Hello, children of the night. Welcome back to Blood and Guts HHN. And with me, as always, my partner in frights, Mad Matt. How's it going, Matt?
I'm doing fantastic as usual, Evil Adam, because if it's another night where we're filming, talking about another haunt, it's a fantastic night. How about yourself? How you doing?
I'm doing great. And, you know, I feel really, really honored that we got to do so many excellent haunts this year. And I think next year we'd try to amp it up even more.
Yeah.
But the haunt we're talking about tonight is Scarowinds, which is at the Scarowinds theme park, located in pretty much on the border of North and South Carolina. And we want to say, before we start, special thank you to Scarowinds for having us out, riding roller coasters at night, doing haunted houses. What could be better?
I couldn't agree more. I can tell you one thing that will be better is because we're going to break down the event a little bit, but then we're actually going to rank the 5 houses there at Scarowinds. So that'll be a lot of fun.
That's right.
Just some fun facts, like, this is actually, we timed this perfectly because this was the 25th anniversary of the event.
Yeah.
So, and it's also the first time that they've allowed the guests. So, friends and fiends, if you've attended Scarowinds during the day, fret not, you don't have to leave like you used to and then have to return back. You could stay in the park and just be right there whenever they're getting ready to go into the haunts, which was pretty fun because we could see the scare actors going to their houses, walking through.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, they had some good houses. We got to, and the fun thing is we got to run the houses multiple times. Some we got to run in the daylight, and then we came back at the nighttime to see how they ran in the dark. Yeah. Which was that's when they really hit hard. So it was good.
And like you said, one thing I love about Scarowinds itself, like you done mentioned, you hit the nail on the head with roller coasters. It's so nice to actually, hey, let's take a break from a house. Let's go ride a roller coaster.
Let's ride a roller coaster. And not only that, but let's ride it at night.
Yeah.
And I'll be completely honest, I haven't been to Scarowinds since probably high school.
Right.
So most of these coasters were new to me, minus the old school classics. Right. And then doing them at night just steps it up even more for that fear factor. So I like that a lot.
I couldn't agree more. Just some fun facts, or not fun facts, but some trivia, friends and fiends. That, like I said, we highly recommend going to Scarowinds if you're in the North Carolina or South Carolina area. So if you do, just know that the event does run until November the 2nd. I believe it's on select nights, so you would definitely want to check on their website to see which night that they're doing Scarowinds. If you if you're 17 and under, you will have to have a chaperone when you go in there. That's one of their big rules as well. So if you're under 17, make sure you get a parent and your friend that's over 18 years old. I think 18 is the one going to be a chaperone. It might be a little older.
I think it is about that.
But they have normal bag checks. I know we mentioned other haunts where they don't have any bags. So you can take your bags in. Just know they will check them.
Right.
And the biggest thing is this year, their biggest attraction, their high dollar attraction is the Conjuring Beyond Fear. But one thing you need to know, this is either a separate ticketed event or you have to have their fast pass for the haunted houses to get you into that Conjuring. So if you just have the regular Scarowinds ticket, but you don't have the fast pass or that ticket, then you can experience the The Conjuring. So our biggest piece of advice, if you're there and you're wanting to see The Conjuring, make sure that's what you get in line for first.
Yeah, because that line will get long throughout the night.
Yeah.
And to touch on a little bit of extra what they got 4 scare zones. Mm-hmm. They got the roller coasters. They have, not only do they have live dance shows mm-hmm. that are horror themed, but they also have live musical acts, which we got to catch some musical acts. And then you got 5 houses or mazes, what if you will, as well as the roller coasters, as well as the food and the beverage options. So, I mean, you have a lot to take in here at this event.
You sure do. And one thing I love about some of these houses, some of them are recycled over from the famous Not Scary Farm.
That's right.
And we haven't been out to that. Obviously, that's a bucket list event for me. Like, always wanted to do that. Yeah. So at least to get to see some of the houses that's been there in the past, or some of the mazes, as they call it.
Right, yeah. That was really cool. That was what had me psyched for the event, was getting to see some of these and they're kind of like hand-me-down houses from Knott's, and that's fine because they kicked ass when they were at Knott's. So let's see what they bring to the table here.
It's just like whenever you get something for your, like an older sibling or a cousin, like it's done with love. That's how this is done.
It's done with love and fear. Yes.
And fear. And fear. So, hey, without before we get to the rankings, though, let's kind of break down. Like, I know they had so many scare zones. What did you like about the scare zones themselves? Like, we don't have to break down each and every one, but what was some positives you took from those?
Some positives I took were the actors. They pretty much, I think they came up with their own backstories. They were allowed to really free flow into what character they wanted to be. Right. And when they interact with you, they could tell you any backstory they wanted to as to who they were or what they were doing there. Mm-hmm. So that's really cool when you have an actor that gets to play jazz and gets to improvise with you. That's really cool. Yeah. Instead of reading off a script or something like that. So these actors were really cool with interaction.
I couldn't agree more. And one thing I'm going to add that as well, they actually worked well together because, like I said, they would bounce stuff off each other. Even if they were just across the way, they'd holler for each other to come over, and they'd do stuff to either scare like the guest or try to make them laugh, and just whatever they could to be engaging with them. I thought that was very well done as well.
Oh yeah.
And some of the scare actors you could tell were seasoned because they knew they could have some sleight of hands where they're looking one way and they crank that chainsaw right next to you and try to scare you that way too. So that was awesome.
And their area of like improv was really cool because now when we went, of course I had on my world famous Hawaiian shirt, and I do believe, one character even called me, what did he call me? Hey, 5 o'clock somewhere, which I'm not too keen on that song, but that was a funny jab. It's a funny rib, and I kind of got a chuckle out of it. So I really enjoyed that. So,
yeah, couldn't agree more with you. Like, my only gripe, and it's not something, it's one of those things where I kind of understand because it's not like Universal Studios where they have the budget. I kind of would like to see a little bit more set pieces within the scare zones.
Yeah.
Kind of like to help immerse you in that area.
Right.
But like I said, that's just small pick and nicks because the scare actors themselves done a good job of amplifying those zones themselves by being there and working with the guests and engaging with them.
Yeah. And I mean, and aside from that, strapping your ass into the Fury, which is 325 feet tall, in the middle of the night,
90 miles an hour,
93 something miles an hour, strapping your ass into that seat, flying through the sky at that speed, that'll amp up the fear as well. Yeah. So that's, they bring it. So
couldn't agree more. So without further ado, let's go ahead and rank the 5 houses that we got to experience at Scarowinds. So for me, coming in at number 5 is the Slaughterhouse. Yep. And for this one, I enjoyed it a lot. Like there wasn't a single house I did not enjoy.
Right.
I thought this one was dressed well. I love the scare actors in there. There's some in there. Actually, I got some of my most scares in this house because I'd have a scare actor at eye level, and then there'd be another one down below where my feet was. That's the one that would get me. So I thought it was great. Only opportunities for it, there'd be parts of the houses where you're in a meat locker, but there's nothing to make you feel cold. And I would love to see that to kind of give you a little bit more immersion. So, how about you? What's your number 5?
Number 5 for me is also Slaughterhouse, and that's just because. Now, don't get me wrong, this was a damn good house. I just happen to like the others better. But even in this one, what took me by surprise was the fact that there are moving parts in this house. Right. So they had the assembly line.
Oh yeah, that
was
with
awesome. The boxes kind of rolling up. They had another assembly line that had meat hooks on it with bodies that would go around in a circle. Mm-hmm. So you had automation in this house, which was really a step above because I don't think I've been in a house that had full automation before, and I was like, shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So
one thing, kind of mentioned that, kind of took me back to Major Suites last year. They had that one prop where it was like kind of bleeding out, so it had the hose and stuff. I thought that was very well done.
Yeah, and that they had a guy at the end who was hiding, and he would wait for you to come out.
Yeah.
And if you're scared of chainsaws, this guy would wreck you.
Yeah.
Because we watched him chase people all the way down the street with this saw, and just the screams. That was a great. Doesn't really bother us, but we love to watch people get got. So we enjoyed that one a lot.
Absolutely. Number 4 for me was a new house that they had this year, and I thoroughly enjoyed the house. It was the Defects 2.0.
Okay.
I thought this one might have been one of the best design houses as far as set design goes and how it was dressed out. It was definitely immersive. The scare actors on it were great. The only reason I have it at 4 and not higher, for me, there's some parts in the house where it'd be confusing, where they pointed at you in one direction, and it didn't really convey that the set was being taken over again. They mentioned something that happened years ago. So one minute they're telling you to look at the stage, the next time they're telling you is to run, but they didn't really convey that something was going wrong.
Yeah. So there's a little communication breakdown there.
Right, exactly. Right. So, but the scare actors in there, I thought, done a great job. And like I said, the highlight for me for this house was definitely the set designs in there. I thought was very well done.
Yep, that I did enjoy that. I'll get to that one shortly. Number 4 for me was the Tooth Fairy house, which is also a hand-me-down from Knott's. It just so happened that during a few of our runs, and the reason it falls at number 4 is because, there was a little lull in the actors there. Mm-hmm. But the set design in this house was great. I loved it. We just happened to catch a few empty boo holes.
Yeah.
And I thought the run was good. I would have loved to have done it again. Unfortunately, we didn't get to hit that one again because it was in the far back of the park that night. But that's number 4 for me, is the Tooth Fairy.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Tooth Fairy because that's my number 3. One thing I only think I had a chance to talk to you about, because after you had to leave earlier in the night, me and my son hit this one again, and it had
got a better run.
It had a better run,
okay.
And it had some different aspects to it, to where we were walking in this one room. They actually had an inflatable that did not catch us when we went. So when you're walking through it inflates out and makes it hard.
One of those squeeze inflates.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And, we missed that.
That was well done, because also if you have a fear of tight spaces and all that good stuff, that definitely brings out a little hint of terror for you. One thing I do love about this house, though, this was the one house that I thought had a true finale, to where you walk in, you see that big puppet there at the end. Big animatronic. And kind of let you know, like, you're building to it, and boom, you have the big ending. Some of the other houses, you're kind of, you want to be building towards something, but it just abruptly ends and you're out of the exit.
Right.
And so kudos to this one. And like I said, I think that you said this one was come from Knott's as well, right?
Yep, this is an old one from Knott's.
So that makes sense. Like I said, it has that big ending for it. So what would your number 3 be, Adam?
My number 3 is Paranormal Incorporated.
Okay.
And also another one from Knott's, kind of recycled down. And the only reason that this one falls at number 3 is because I happen to like the 2 above it much better and had a better time. But I do love this house. I love the Stinger Scare. I love the Stinger Scare at the beginning.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it kind of has that House on Haunted Hill
it does.
Feel. It has that old asylum feel, and I love that. And actually, the first time we went through this, we all got separated.
Yeah, we did.
So it was me and your son was with me, and then he got lost, and then you and my brother, you got lost, and then we all met up at the end. Like, what the hell happened? Yeah. This was a great house. It had that good feel, you know.
I couldn't agree more. That's why for me it's number 2, Paranormal Incorporated.
Okay, all right, there you go.
One of the highlights for me, that has that great bungee scare where she comes through the window and flies across. I thought that was fantastic, and I love the fact that you're talking about how we got lost and mixed up with each other, and that's because you can split and go 2 different pathways.
There's 2 different paths,
and so
I love it.
Yeah, that gives you more incentive to go through the house more.
And the sets are different. I don't mean to cut you off, but the sets are different. When you go to the left, and when you go to the right, you get a completely different experience with the sets. I love it.
Exactly. And that's what I love about that, too, because like I said, it gives you some variety. It gives you another reason to go look for some more Easter eggs. My only gripe, and even though it is a small gripe, it's not enough to obviously bring it down, because I had this at number 2. There were some actors, that I guess it might have been their first night, or maybe they weren't comfortable, but they were reading off a script. And I would like to see them maybe and I don't know if it was Scarewinds saying you have to do this verbatim. And if that's the case, I'd rather see Scarewinds say, here's the points you have to hit. how you get to these points.
Yes,
I don't
and
care.
play jazz in between.
Exactly.
Do a little improv in between. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would love to sing that more. And like I said, man, maybe it's the scare actors not just having the confidence yet, and that's that's totally fine because we all got to crawl before we walk.
That's right.
But I would definitely love to see that. So without further ado, what is your number 2?
Number 2 for me is the new one, Defects 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this. Like you said, you touched on it perfectly. This sets were really fleshed out. It was like a twisted candy / doll factory.
Yes.
And it even had some good smells in there. Had some bad ones too, but it had those good smells.
Yeah, I can smell the baby powder still.
And baby powder, the cotton candy kind of smell in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it started out, of course, with a cold open, where you have an actor. I did like this.
Yeah.
Same as, and let's touch on that real quick. Paranormal Inc. and Defects 2.0, had that where an actor is going to interact with you, kind of give you the spiel, give you the story of the house.
Backstory, yeah.
And then you kind of come into it, and then they release you into the house. That was great. Had some really twisted characters in here. Evil toys, mutated children, and dolls.
Yeah.
Like it was. They also had, another assembly line in this house where you could see several boxes going around on a manufacturing line.
Right.
And so this thing, I just really enjoyed myself in here. I had a great time. And I think, watching my brother get terrified was really the strong selling point because he got his shit wrecked in this house. And I really like this.
Well, I was like to say, because it kind of mentioned back when what I was talking about, how even though it was kind of confusing for me, at the same time that did open you up for jump scares because you turn around, there's actors behind you already trying to usher you out. So definitely, like I said, definitely a good choice. Like I said, all these houses were amazing.
Yep.
But my number 1 is the Silver Scream Studios house.
Same as me, number 1.
Yep. And it's brand new. And part of the reason is I'm kind of nostalgic for the usher and the director. And it felt like this was a mishmash of both of those.
It really did.
So
it really did.
Love this house. I love the set designs. I love going into different B type of movies. Like, you have like an Alien, you got your clowns, all that fun stuff.
Clowns, aliens. It even took you through Jason Voorhees, although they weren't calling it Jason Voorhees. Slasher.
Like Camp
Crystal Lake, Camp Kill or something, like
something
that.
Like that.
That was really cool. And the interactions, we actually got to do this house several times.
Yeah.
The interactions, not only that we got, but watching them. At one point I turned around, and your son was behind us, and I was like, where the hell did he go? He was back there interacting and talking to the actors, and they were wrecking him.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, good. He's getting it back there in the back. He's got they're coming out. They were like, it's just such a great house. I love this one.
The scares in this one were top notch because the one I think about the most is when you're on the Alien set.
Yes.
And when I was walking in there, I felt like, oh, we're all alone. And I just happened to turn and look over my left, and there was like, it was on the ground, an alien. I was like, nope, not today.
no. Yeah, crawling towards the ground. This alien thing. And so, that was just a great house. Really surprising. And, you come in and I think their mascot, you can buy it, the merge. But I think it was like Stabby the popcorn, which was a giant popcorn with a knife.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Yeah, and that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
You got a giant cartoon popcorn with a big butcher knife. And I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
I love this. So.
Yeah, fantastic. Kudos to Scarewinds, like I said, because all the houses, there was not a single house where I walked down. I was like, nah, that was no good. Every one of the houses were fun and they're unique in their own way. And so, like, if you're a huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, Slaughterhouse is for you.
That's right.
Like, if you love like Child's Play, Megan, Defects 2.0 with all the dolls and the stuff like that, like, it's just something for everybody, and that's what I love about this event.
Yeah, it was just a great event. I mean, for thrill seekers too. I mean, you get on a coaster,
yes,
and then you go right directly into a house. Your blood's going to be pumping. Your heart rate's going to be up.
And that is the beauty, like I said, because it's as close to Universal as we got here in North Carolina, because most of the other haunts, it's like you said, it's a free-flowing haunt. Once you start, you're walking through for an hour. Here you can hit a house. Hey, let's go hit a coaster. Let's go get something to eat. Let's go hit another house.
Right.
You don't have to do it all at one time, which is nice, because then you can kind of plan your evening and relax a little bit.
Yeah, but overall, just a damn good event, and we highly recommend checking it out, and we look forward to checking it out, next year as well.
So, Goldblum scale, what would you give Scarowinds?
I'm gonna give Scarewinds 4 Goldblums. 4 Goldblums.
I'm gonna go exactly the same with you. A 4. I agree wholeheartedly with. Like I said, it was very good. Highly recommended, especially if you love coasters, you love the houses, the shows. Like you said, were fantastic.
Yeah, we actually caught some of the shows while we were pulling into the station on the roller coaster when we were about 100 feet up in the air.
Right.
So that was like, wow, look down there, they're dancing. This is great.
So there you have it, friends and fiends. Have you ever been to Scarowinds? If so, what do you love most about the event? What houses was your favorite? Be sure that you like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.
That's right. And as always, remember, stay spooky.
You made it to the end of the video, friends and fiends. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.
All go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.